It's the Manchester derby. Manchester United face Manchester City. It's another big game for Manchester United. We'll be talking about my predictions, team, injury news, and much, much more ahead of the game. We'll be talking about what to expect from Manchester United. And also, let's see if Manchester United can get a win. I'll be talking about players returning. But let's get straight into it. Now, we always start with the team news. Now, we know Harry Maguire obviously returned against Nottingham Forest. He come on in the number 9 and actually had a higher XG than Rasmus Højlund. Mason Mount, he got, I think it was 15-20 minutes against Nottingham Forest. So they're good players. Obviously, Yoro got about 88 minutes he played, or 85 minutes. He played the majority of the game. So it's always good to have players back. Obviously, we know Ahmad, Mainu, and Martinez are still out. But again, it's always good to have players returning. Now, listen, Manchester City, they got a 2-0 win in their last Premier League game against Leicester City. Again, I didn't watch the game. I watched the Liverpool-Everton game. But I watched the highlights. Obviously, they played Savinho, Grealish got a goal from that inside 10 position. Obviously, no Erling Haaland for them, which is a huge loss for them. Again, Marmoush is still a problem. We know how they're going to play. If you look at their form recently, obviously they were 4th in the Premier League. If you look at their form recently, in their last 5, they've won 3, drawn 1, lost 1. Obviously, lost to Nottingham Forest 1-0. They've lost they are on the greatest run of form, and I think this team is definitely beatable. Some of the results they've had. So listen, I think Manchester United. I predicted a win against Forest. I'm going to predict the win again, but I'll talk about my prediction later. Let me talk about my predicted team first. Now, listen, there's some changes I would make. Some enforced ones, but also some obvious changes just for rotation purposes as well. But let's get into it. Obviously, in goal will be Onana. Didn't have anything to do, actually, against Forest. The goal, again, maybe could have done better. But other than that, didn't have anything to do. The Ryan Yates header, but again, was offside. So, yeah, he's probably going to have more shots. But again, you want him to have some consistency and you want him to save these shots that he's going to face. Now, back 5, I thought Delort actually had an interesting game. A good game, though, against Forest. He was attacking his wing back. He put a few good crosses in, defended well. He didn't get cooked. It wasn't a typical Delort performance. I think that was the best of Delort that we've seen. So he's going to start right wing back. Mazraoui in the right centre back. He looks way more comfortable on the right than the left. Delay in the middle, and I think you start Yoro on the left. I think you keep that back there. I mean, that tackle he made on Elanga, at first, from the angle that they shown on TNT, I thought it was going to be I thought it was a foul, and then there was another angle where he clearly won the ball. What a tackle! Because I thought Elanga had him, and what a recovery tackle it was. So it's going to be Yoro left centre back again. If he's not fit, you could see Maguire come in, but I think he'd go with that. Left wing back, obviously, Dorgu. I don't think it was the greatest game by Patrick Dorgu. I think a game in which he struggled to get into it. Again, on the counter, kind of got caught out. He put a few decent crosses in. A few wasteful ones as well. But it wasn't the greatest performance by Dorgu. But I don't think he's even played 10 games for us yet. So you have to give it time. Now, into midfield, you have to go Bruno and Ugarte. I think with Casemiro and Ugarte, yes, this is the sort of game where you want to play them. But I think we should go to attack Manchester City. We're at home. I think you want to utilise the creativity and the legs of Bruno Fernandes. I feel like Casemiro will get bypassed. I don't think he had a bad game. But I just think Bruno in there is probably our best midfielder. And I think you want to start him in that position. That's where he's most creative. And you can see him in that Forest game. He was dropping into that position. I think that's where he operates best. In the 2 inside 10s, I don't know. Is it too early to start Mason Mount? Let's have a conversation about him. Now, let's see how many minutes he got at Forest. I don't think it was many. He came on in the 78th minute. So he probably got about 20 minutes, around that 15-20 minutes of game time. I think it'd be too early to start, but I would if he's fit. Which again, you're probably not going to want to risk an injury. Obviously, he did get injured in the last time he played Manchester City, which felt so long ago with obviously that Ahmad goal. I would start Mason Mount, but if not, it's going to have to be Xerxes and Garnacho and Højlund. The only reason I'm starting Garnacho, I think with Xerxes and Eriksen, their profiles are too similar. So I feel like you would lose that element of pace. I know Garnacho might not be the greatest, but at home, you're probably going to need the pace of Garnacho on the break. So that's why I'm going to start him. If not, I would start Mount in that position. Mount and Xerxes, but let's see what happens anyway. But that would be that. And obviously Højlund through the middle. Now, you could see Xerxes start through the middle. I don't think Xerxes should start through the middle. I think you've seen it against Forest. You've seen it before. I think he started striker against Arsenal. We need to start Rasmus. He came on in the 46th minute, so you want to see Rasmus start this game. We know Man City have physical defenders, but with his runs and pace in behind, you can definitely use that quality. But yeah, that would be my team. There's a few interesting ones there. Do you start Maguire? Do you want to bring Casemiro into midfield? Mason Mount? Obviously, it's good to have players back. But again, it's all about utilising the squad. But listen, it's going to be a tough game. As I said, Manchester United, if we look at the table right now, they sit in 13th place with 3 points off Palace, but we played the game less than them. We're actually 7 points off 10th with 8 games to go. A target, I want United to get at least 10th. I don't know if we will. I mean, Palace, Brentford and Bournemouth are doing very well at the minute. We got a loss against Nottingham Forest. And listen, in that game, I thought there were positives. I thought on the ball, we looked a lot more confident. We looked sharp. And there was a bit of intensity there. Again, there was just nothing in the final third. And yes, we did have shots. We did have chances. And I want to see Manchester United improve on that. But let's see what happens. Let me know your thoughts. Leave a like, comment, subscribe if you're new. It's the Manchester derby. Listen, it's going to be a great atmosphere if you go into the game. It's going to be a big game. Obviously, cast your minds back. Manchester United played them at the Etihad. And it was that late winner from Amad Diallo. Which, again, seems so long ago. But in terms of score predictions, I'm going to go 3-2. I don't know why. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I know United can't score goals and we've struggled to score goals, but listen, it's a Manchester derby, anything can happen. And again, listen, Manchester City, they're not having the greatest season, they're struggling. At the minute, the only chance for them to win a trophy is the FA Cup, which again is not guaranteed they're going to win. They have Forest left, who else is left? Aston Villa and someone else, so that isn't going to be easy. I think it's Palace as well, so that isn't going to be easy thing for them. The Premier League is over for them in terms of winning it. So again, listen, the Premier League doesn't mean much for Manchester United. It's all focused on the Europa League, which follows. But I still want to see Manchester United show that intensity, show that quality from the start, and let's hope we can get a performance shown by the team. Because again, the one against Forest, you want to build from it. Yes, we lost, but again, I thought there were positives. I thought the way that we played the ball, the high press, the energy, the defensive line was good. The blocks, we didn't really concede many chances in open play. It was just that one on the counter attack that we did concede. But again, listen, that's been my Manchester United versus Manchester City preview. Predicted team, again, I'll go through again. Onana in goal. Dorgu left wing back, Yoro right wing back. Mazraoui, De Ligt and Yoro was the back three. Mazraoui on the right with Yoro on the left. Bruno and Ugarte in midfield. And again, if Mount's not fit, it's going to be Casemiro. It's going to be Garnacho and Xerxes and Højlund through the middle. Let me know if you agree. Let me know your comments in the comment section below. Again, it's not going to be a tricky game. It's going to be a tough game, but we're at home. It's going to be a great atmosphere. And again, it's a game I just want to see United win. As I said, I've gone 3-2. Let me know your predictions in the comments, your teams, your tactics, and obviously we will keep you up to date with anything that goes on, any injury news. But again, players return is a must-win game. Peace.